Hi friends, welcome back to our channel. In our last video, we finally took possession of our 4x4 Freightliner ambulance. We're going to be turning this ambulance into the off-grid expedition vehicle of our dreams. Step 1 is demo. All of this is coming out. There will be nothing left. We're going to take it down to the studs and completely start from scratch. So let's get started.
We should keep the stickers.
No. Day 1, demo begins. Slowly.
Try to be reusing as much as we can for multiple reasons, right? One is to recycle, and like that we, try to be a little bit better for the environment. And the second reason, it's also, well, it's saving cost if we can reuse stuff that we already have.
All right, do you have another drill for me?
Now you just look.
Huh?
Now you just look pretty and that's working.
Oh my God, where's my drill?
It's over there.
So we are going to attempt to take out this top piece. We think we have all the screws out, and yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. Your face right now. You're basically doing this. Like...
Oh yeah, baby. Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's weird.
Like a little pile of wood.
That is...
So strange.
I mean, that's how they have the cabinet up there?
Yeah.
It already feels so open with those cabinets down.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine once we have our big window here. Big window on the other side, it's going to feel way different.
Yeah, and wait until we can take all this crap out.
This thing is so dirty.
Yeah. I mean, how many years of dust accumulation?
I mean, probably almost 20 years, 2002.
Alright, so there's definitely a lot of wire, more than I was expecting. I didn't know that there was going to be all those connections made there. So yeah, just have to figure out what is what and take everything down. So yeah, that will take a little bit longer than I anticipated, but oh well. So now that we have the ceiling down and all the wall pretty much open, we can see basically the wiring, what goes where. So now my plan is to figure out the wiring. So the electrical panel is here and I plan to move it. So yeah, so now I just have to play with the wiring, figure out what goes where and what can be removed. We have the chance to have like labels on each wire, so you can trace the wires physically to see where they go and try to figure out what they are used for, if they are used. On the electrical panel, we'll also be able to see, okay, this wire is connected to maybe a relay or connected to some other wires that have other labels through those jumpers, or connected to some, I guess there's some other relay and fuses here. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. All of this is some wiring that was in the ambulance, and as you can tell, there's a lot of it. So most of those are connected to the panel on the back, but not connected to anything. Okay. Or I disconnected them what they was connected to because we're not going to use them anymore.
All right.
And there's still a lot that is not connected, or yeah, or just things that are sitting there that were like these, for example. These were going to the bar on the back, but it was not connected on the front. There were a lot of elements that were cut out and just left in there, and I can tell there's like some, so for example, I think this is a connection to the antenna, and it seemed like something melted because there's probably shorted against some of the wire, positive wire in there. So yeah, not very safe.
So we said an advantage of an ambulance was all this wiring, but is it really an advantage?
Yeah, it is for sure.
I still think it is, because we don't have to rebuy any wiring at all.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of cleanup before we can even start our side.
It is, and that was expected.
Is it better or worse than you expected?
It is more wire than I was expecting. And I was expecting also when people take things off the ambulance for them to take it in a clean way. So after a week of messing with this wiring, it is basically time for us to remove the wheel coach PCB, which is taking a lot of room, as you can see. Removing this board will give us a lot more room for the wiring of the 12 and 24 volt for the camper, and yeah, we'll get to it. So first thing first, we have to disconnect those.
Hold on, because I want to check the...
Alright, so I'm cutting all the zip ties that connect like this smaller gauge wire, smaller gauge means thicker wire, to this board. So there is like basically two connections. So the first thing that you have to make sure it's that the power is off. So for us, the power has been off for quite a few days, and we will just be able to disconnect those cables. So we're gonna check the connection one more time, make sure there is no power. So I'm gonna check again the connection, making sure that there is no voltage. So I'm connecting anywhere to the ground. I'm at 12 volt and I measure 0 volt. 0 volt, 0 volt. Basically, we don't have any power connected. Now, we just have to basically disconnect those thick wire. So we'll start with this one that goes all the way to the top. Alright, now we can disconnect those. And the board. So we're not going to throw away this board because there's a bunch of relay and fuses that we can save. Just have to do 4 screws, I think, and slide it. Et voila! Yay! Alright, so welcome back. Today's plan is we're gonna be moving the electrical panel on the other side, and to do that we'll get rid of that box, at least from the inside. So I'm gonna be cutting that and yeah, make some room for access for the electrical panel on the other side. So on the inside, instead of this electrical panel being here, what we will have is we will have our toilet and in a small room basically, and hopefully that's gonna fit. If that doesn't fit, well, we're in trouble. So better work. So there it is. I finally was able to cut through the box and take the box out. So now you can see. I'm gonna get closer and show you what I did. So I cut. Okay, so this is the last big piece of cabinetry that we have to get out of the camper or ambulance. It's not a camper yet.
So this is everything that has come out of the ambulance so far. It is a lot. Well, actually, I shouldn't say this is everything. Let me take you in the garage, show you the rest. This is just everything that is most likely going to the dump. So this is more stuff that came out of the ambulance. This is insulation that came out. Over here are trim pieces that we are holding on to see if we can use them. Random insulation that I've been using for another project. Reflectex that came out of the ambulance. There's Greg. Hi, Greg. Hello. Working on mounts for our batteries. Let me take you guys to this side. Tools, more tools, more stuff that came out of the ambulance. This is all the wiring that's come out that we're going to be reusing. Chair that came out of the back, and yeah, I mean, this is a huge project, which brings me to what I want to tell you guys, or what we want to tell you guys. Demo is done.
Finally!
Woohoo! Woo! One of the reasons I wanted to show you guys around to all of the stuff that we have outside is to kind of highlight what a big project this is.
It is definitely a big project. A lot of wiring, a lot of stuff to get out of the ambulance. A lot of work.
And I think the amount of stuff that we have outside the ambulance is maybe even more than I anticipated. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're trying to conserve as much as we can to try to, you know, minimize the trash and
reuse as much as we can.
Yeah.
When we got back to Mexico, we didn't actually know where we were going to do this project. We had a couple of options, but when we got here to Missouri, Our friends Arnie and Kathy made an insanely generous offer to us.
Yeah, I mean, crazy generous and unexpected, and yeah, that's really blow my mind, and I think yours, away.
So we never expected to have a giant, super tall indoor garage to work in. That's number one.
Well, no, number one, it's we never expected them to offer us to stay here.
We said that. We said that part.
And on top of being able to use their huge garage and tools, and yeah, providing us, support, and even offer for us to be able to stay in their house in one of their
spare bedroom
in the basement
with our own bathroom and almost like a little kitchen.
It is a little kitchen.
Well, it doesn't have a stove, but it's otherwise a little kitchen.
Yeah, I mean, there's microwave, there's fridge, or freezer.
Basically, our own little
sink.
mini apartment in their basement.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, to be out of the camper for a little bit and have access to a real shower when we are getting so dirty doing this.
It is definitely appreciated.
Yeah.
And yeah.
We feel super grateful. This is like the third time that we've had this happen to us, that someone has offered up their generosity like this. The first time when we pulled into the backyard of our friend Tom's dad and his partner Valeska, we broke down and we were there 6 weeks when we were supposed to be there like a day, 2 days. And they were so welcoming. They took us to their family Thanksgiving. We played cards with them every night. I mean, it was awesome. And then in Mexico, our friends Tom and Chris offered their property to us during the coronavirus quarantine. And now Arnie and Kathy have offered us this, and we feel incredibly grateful. And I'm honestly just still shocked by all of it. Yeah,
and that's something I was not expecting. Going on the road, I was really surprised by the generosity of so many people around us. We are stuck in a world where we think that everybody's greedy, selfish, and actually, it's not true. Some people are, but the majority of people are just great people.
Yeah.
And very generous, very welcoming, and yeah, we're very grateful, and it's been awesome. So, yeah.
So, thank you guys. And if you live in Springfield, Missouri, and you need a plumber, you have to call Arnie's Plumbing. That's our friend's company. He's awesome. He will take care of you, we promise.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. All right, so demo's done, and I have no idea what we're doing next, but we will see you next time.
Till then.
Bye.
Bye.
It's over.
Yay.